I'll also advocate for my own personal story here. However, I was 4 years old when I went to my first ever game, and I was enamored by the city. It was really cool walking the city blocks. Okay, fun fact. Good times. You have two options when building a new Major League ballpark. You can build it in the heart of the city, or you can build it outside the city where it's super accessible. Is it this simple? Well, no, it isn't, but every single venue in Major League Baseball can be loosely classified into one of those two categories. Some ballparks are tied into the fabric of the grid itself. If we think more on the neighborhood side, this is exactly what Wrigley Field in Chicago is known for. The ballpark is the centerpiece, but it ties into the neighborhood, truly making it one of a kind. Now, it's hard to imagine any downside for such a beautiful spot to watch a baseball game, but lest we forget the logistics when it comes to 50,000 people arriving at the same spot. Other ballparks are not quite as scenic when you walk out of the ballpark gates, but some people might suggest that they're a little easier to access. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, cars were nowhere near commonplace, and ballparks still had to be accessed by the masses. Some of those locations were not the most convenient on paper, which is how we have the Green Monster at Boston's Fenway Park, and perhaps the main reason that baseball allows such different dimensions. Now we fast forward to where cars became more and more common, and that's when you started to see a design shift. Perhaps the advent of cars was a huge factor in the progression of ballpark design. It was not until the 1990s with Camden Yards in Baltimore and later Coors Field in Denver that we saw a huge revival of city-incorporated ballparks. Long story short, you are either in the city, or you're in a parking-friendly expanse, or you're in some extent of a baseball micro-city that the team built themselves. Think of all three on a spectrum, with each allowed to coexist to some percentage at each ballpark. Put all these together and you're looking at the modern mixing bowl of professional ballpark design.